Hello, welcome to Science Television Network. This is the interview show with me, Isaac Akugizbwe. And in this edition, we are talking value addition and women empowerment. To discuss that, we are joined by a distinguished lady, Fathila Nanozi. Fathila Nanozi, who is the head of programs at Community Women's Enterprise Network. Fathila, first of all, how are you doing? And welcome to Science Television Network.
I am doing great. Thank you for hosting me.
Tell us about Community Women's Enterprise Network. What do you do?
Okay. Community Women's Enterprise Network is a youth and women support organization that works to empower youth and women entrepreneurs to do better, basically do better in their businesses. You know, a business journey, how it starts and everything. There are very many things that count that an entrepreneur is supposed to do to be able to thrive on the market, to be able to thrive in the business. So all those things, all those support systems that entrepreneurs need is what CWEN offers. Yes.
Tell us about your role as well.
I am the head of programs, and just like you hear it, I head the programming. I make sure that programs move very well. At CWEN, we have a number of programs, like the Women on the Shelf program. That is our main program. And that program ensures that all products made by youth and women entrepreneurs are at the shelves of different spaces in the markets, maybe retail spaces, supermarkets, or international markets, you know. So the program is Women on the Shelf. So everything that they make, we work to ensure that it is on the market in the shelves. Yes, that is our main program. And then we have our other youth focus programs, like the Young Women Entrepreneurs Bootcamp that happens every year. We have research and social advocacy, where we try to make research and see that we address problems or issues faced by entrepreneurs. Yeah.
How long have you been in service?
We've been here quite a number of years, over 10 years.
Over 10 years?
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah. We see that you support many individuals and organizations that make products. Maybe, please, you could tell us about some of those products and producers that you're working with.
So the Community Women Enterprise Network is a network-based organization. Like, network-based means that it is a network of people. So it is a network of entrepreneurs. We are made by the entrepreneurs that we support. And meaning that we have different entrepreneurs around this country that make our network and hence our organization. So our focus is mainly women, and thus our members are mainly. So women are the real innovators of this country, and mainly, I don't know about many of other countries, but in this country, the biggest number of innovators we have in our communities are the women. But they were receiving the least of support. They didn't know, for them, they know how to innovate. They know that when I wake up and I dry this rosemary powder, it can be taken as a spice with tea, with food. But they don't know anything more than that. They didn't know anything more than that. They don't know that you can package it. They don't know quality processes around it. They don't know that you can put a label and show that it is your product. All they know is what they know. And that is what is used to happen. Very many people in the communities were innovating. Mainly women and young people. In their homes and in the garages, in the kitchen. That's where innovation starts, mainly for women. But they were not receiving support with regards to building businesses, transforming those ideas into businesses. So we realized that gap, and we came to fill that gap. So our organization is built to support women with such kind of innovations that are not actually receiving support. You find that people are being exploited. Someone sells you a label at 10 labels at 10,000 shillings, and those could be even like maybe more than 100 labels for a given product, you know. But because you don't know, you don't have a support system, you don't know where to go, you don't know who to ask, you end up being exploited. Many of our people in communities, we are operating across this country, mainly in the central. You will find that there are innovators in Kanyunga who are adding value to pineapples, to vegetables and fruits, to people doing katunkuma agori, but they don't know that there is a team or a sachet that is organized to be branded or to put for them to put their product. So they will bring their products with black cavera, And for them, that is okay. They you know, the Kavera for sugar.
Yes,
the 1 kg.
Yes.
They'll put their product in there. Will you buy it, really, if you fold it, packaged like that?
Of course you won't.
You may just think like someone has gifted me this carton, but for them it's a product. So we were trying to see that those women in the communities, our innovators, the people who think about us, for us in Kampala, I'm sure my mother is the one who thinks for very many of us in Kampala because of what she does in the village.
True.
So they were not receiving support. So we came to bridge that gap, to be there to support them. And in the very beginning of our organization, we went to the communities to map entrepreneurs in communities. We mapped them to know that, in Kayunga, there are women who add value to pineapples. In Mukono, there are women who add value to vegetables. And we started like that. And those were our first members. Real information that they're supposed to do or to use to be able to build good businesses. So that's also when we came in to take them in as youth, as young people, because also their problems are different compared to the other community people we see. So if you put them in the same basket or in the same training room, the levels of understanding are very, very different. This one is speaking English, the other one does not. So even your approaches have to be different. That's why our programs are designed to cater for the needs of each of them produced in a given year. You understand? So it's all about all the things that I've talked about.
Okay.
And then when it comes to certification,
yes,
that is very, very critical when it comes to production businesses like the entrepreneurs that we support. Because you can see this shop. This is a shop that has products made by our members. Value-added products, agricultural products, mainly 95%, I think. You'll find very few that are not. People are adding value to grains, there is fish, peanut, honey, vegetables. People are drying vegetables and they are selling them as dried vegetables. For you, to make it easier for you, if you are off-season, to have vegetables in your home. But there is that critical element of certification that is actually kicking many of our entrepreneurs back to their innovation centers or circles. So here in Uganda, the certification body that is dealing with this kind of products is the Uganda National Bureau of Standards, and it's located here in Mbarwa. And it is that body that is supposed to give you a quality mark to prove that your product at least meets a minimum of standards that are supposed to be made for your product to be on the market. Guess what? Many of our entrepreneurs are not meeting that around this country. And many of them don't even have information on certification. Many of them are afraid of certification. When you talk about certification, someone can just close their business and go back home and be like, we don't bring those things of government to me. Not because it is something complicated, it is because they don't have the right information. Someone is scared by just certification, but it is a requirement that we cannot do away with. So when it comes to certification, here at Community Women Enterprise Network, we train quality controllers. You're supposed to have a quality controller as a person who supports you with quality control to make sure that what you're producing is in relation to quality required, make sure that you're packing a safe product. And we have trained entrepreneurs on quality control, and we have quality controllers who support entrepreneurs during certification. So, under our roof here, when you come in as an entrepreneur, we can support you through certification if you have your money, because we have not really had that budget where you're supposed to pay for people. It is not cheap. But we know that you're supposed to go, we know how to support someone apply, open an account on the UNBS portal, put in your application, and then they tell you how much you're supposed to pay, and then they'll finally come to audit you where you're working from. So every product has their own guiding standard as per the UNBS. But most of us don't even know about standards. A standard is not even very expensive. How much do you think a standard is? Let's say peanut butter.
I can't tell. It's you now who's supposed to.
You guess. How much does a standard cost?
Maybe something like 10,000 Uganda shillings.
Yes, some cost actually 10, others 15, others 20,000, depending on the type of standard. But our entrepreneurs don't even know that. Someone, when they talk about standard, they think maybe it's something very, very expensive. But you're supposed to get that standard to guide your product. There are standards on vegetables, there are standards on coffee, on honey, on cosmetics. You know, they have different standards that entrepreneurs need to relate with as they produce. That standard should guide you as you produce, such that when it comes to certification, you have aligned with the standard. And when they take your product for laboratory testing, it meets the standard. So the importance of standardization is actually more beneficial. I know to the consumers, but to the entrepreneur. Because it's like an asset. You know how you buy an asset for your business? That is how standards would, a quality mark would look like on your product. It gives confidence that now what you produce is acceptable. The market, it has been certified. So you care about people's safety, consumer safety. That is why you're standardizing, for them to trust you more. That actually, if I ate a standardized product that has been certified and I had an issue, it won't be the same if it happened to me if I ate a product that is not certified. Be like, hey, you see that the product doesn't have a quality mark. Now maybe it is harming people. But if it has, we shall now have somewhere to start from. Probably it was food poisoning. Probably something went wrong. But at least there are basics of standards that you have observed as a producer. Today, you cannot go to a supermarket and take your product if it is not certified. Before we used to do it. You cannot do it today. Go to the supermarket today, you will not. You will need to be certified to have your product sold in the supermarket. And many of us are being kicked out. More products from outside are coming to our shelves in the supermarkets because the local ones cannot meet the criteria. So at the Community Women Enterprise Network here, we try to support entrepreneurs through the processes. And the space I talked about in Bombo, it is a certified place. It is acceptable that people can be certified from there. Okay. The stainless steel tables are there, some machines are there, the water is flowing, basics of things that people need to have in place. That may not happen in your home. So that is basically about standardization, and it is one of our major services here. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're struggling, you don't know about certification, you want to know about it, it is very important that you certify. Because people say it is very expensive. Yes, but we keep wasting money on other things that actually don't even add value to our businesses. So if your intention about certification, the product will be certified, and the UNBS wants you to certify that product because they want to realize many products being certified and consumed locally. But it will not happen if we don't certify or standardize.
Now on that particular one, is there a minimum fee or anything that is in line with money required for someone to make their product standardized?
Standardization costs money. And it is not there's no such a fee that it is set for everyone. The money is determined by the system, the UNBS system. So no one should come and lie to you that give me 1 million and I certify for you. You don't pay cash to UNBS. You actually pay via URI. First of all, you're going to have your business. You're going to have a business registered with the Uganda Registration Services Bureau. And some businesses are not actually registered, but they are worried about certification. You're worrying for nothing. You're not existing. You understand? So if you're worried about certification and you have not registered your business, there's nothing for you to worry. Go and sleep. You have no business. You're not recognized in this country. So when we start applying for certification, you need your business to be registered. You need to have that registration number that you put in when you're doing application. And then you need to have a team number. That is how you pay for standards. That's how you pay for certification. You're going to apply via UNBS, but pay via URI. You understand? So no one should cheat you. That you certification. People have been cheated here, entrepreneurs. I will not mention their names. They will even laugh at themselves. They gave someone 500K to certify for them. Someone told me, when I come back from Barara, I'll bring the Q mark. And did it happen? Never. Because the other one is a system that you deal with. That is actually, it's better even, it is online. You can just sit on your computer and put your application, receive the bill according to the standard that you've bought. So their certification fees and then their laboratory fees. They take your product, you pay that amount, and then that's when the audit will happen. They set for you a date that after this date, on this date, we shall come for an audit at your facility that you mentioned. That's why I also said that it's very important to have certified space or acceptable space for certification. You cannot call UNBS or apply when you've not set your production space. The toilet is there, the production room is here, people are passing like that. It is not acceptable. You first have to fix the production room, fix the ventilation, fix the floors, put in stainless steel tables where required, have your process flow chart, step-by-step flow of your production process, like everything. Your toilet shouldn't be attached to your production room. Imagine you're producing spices, and then the toilet is next to them. You're going to fail on the laboratory tests, first of all. You're going to find a lot of bacteria, just even from the toilet, So, you have to put a number of things in place. But CWEN is here. We have all this information, and we can even send you quality controllers who can come and pre-audit. Say, let's first fix this before you put in that application. Because when the date is set for UNBS, they will come, and if they just found you like that, you'll have a lot of corrective actions to make. The process will be longer. It is that, work on this, work on that, work on this. This is not right. This is not conforming. You have a lot of non-conformities, and it will stress you. Yeah.
Now, there may be someone somewhere saying, I have a wonderful production area. People in my village, they certify. Why should we certify our products?
Thank you, Isaac. Honestly, everyone needs to certify. All products need to be certified. It is a requirement. We cannot rely on your ancestors to say that your product is nice. They are not our ancestors. They are actually yours. And they are village mates who just want to hype you sometimes. When I'm your friend, it's not so that your thing is not good. Be like, it is nice, but you can improve there. But it is okay. I don't want to annoy you. So, the body, the UN-based body, is not related to you. It will not lie. And it is the formal way you're going to come to the market. It is about business formalization. You certify because it is a requirement to observe standards in production, to observe consumer safety, to observe quality control and quality assurance, for your business to grow. You certify actually for growth. I keep telling entrepreneurs that if you certify a product and you don't multiply your volumes after certification, the Q mark then you've made a loss with that Q mark because you invested in it. So it is to push you to greater heights because now more people will trust you, more people will trust your product because it is now certified. At least you have the minimum that it can even leave this country without being questioned a lot. You understand?
Yes.
So that is it. It is a requirement and there are no shortcuts. Even if your product is so good and you're there in the community producing and people are happy, my friend, if you're not certified, anytime you're going to close that business. Because guess what? It is a requirement. And it is better to get the right information to certify. It is worth it. Yes.
Now let's go back to value addition. As someone who has seen it all, besides what you've told us already, what are those other benefits of value addition?
Okay. Value addition is diverse, first of all. And from our experience, value addition helps all the parties that are involved. First, with the farmers, let's say. It helps the farmers reduce post-harvest losses. Post-harvest losses? Like when you're worried that your product is going to be wasted because its season is over. When you add value to that product, you're going to save that product in the first place. For example, if I'm producing pineapples and they are on season, our fruits here, we are a rich country. When it is season for watermelons, we shall eat at 1,000. When they are scarce, you will eat at 10,000. Pineapples, when they are on, 500 shillings. In Matunga market there, you will get pineapples. Because there are many. Even the farmers don't know what to do with it. But when they are off season, you will buy at 10,000 a piece of pineapple. You will even struggle to get it. What does value addition do? It helps those farmers to lessen their worry of wastage, losses that are now that the pineapples. Obviously a pineapple is very perishable. A tomato, a pineapple, a mango, a fruit, a vegetable. Look at nakati. You know nakati.
Yes.
If you don't eat it, if you pluck it and don't eat it, what is going to happen to it? Tomorrow you won't even look at it. It will wither and just fade away. So it reduces losses to farmers, first of all, because they know when we add value. If my nakati is too much and I dry it in a solar dryer and I pack it, it's okay. Even after 6 months, there will be greens to it. And it will even increase their income because after selling fresh, they will sell dried. They will sell value-added greens. And it is happening now with our entrepreneurs. It reduces post-harvest losses. Look at maize. If you are a maize grower, let me tell you, and you harvest your maize, when you know agriculture, when things are ready, you have to harvest whether what. But now after harvesting, you bring them home, you dry it. If you store it poorly, it's going to be eaten by weevils, and its value is going to decrease even way more than the way you harvested it. But if you add value to it and you keep it well, by the way, just keeping maize in that acceptable pack that is not really affected by weevils is also value addition. Storage. Good storage is part of value addition. If you don't do it, you're going to lose value. It's going to reduce its value. And guess what will happen? You'll even give it to the chicken when it is not even acceptable in a sorry state, because we shall reject it as the consumers. Beans. So, storing them and adding value to them gives them a longer shelf life. You know? They are able to stay longer. I told you a fresh pineapple.
Yes.
Will be wasted in a few days if you didn't eat it. But if you dry it, 6 to 12 months, you have it in a pack and you can still eat it, and it is even nicer. That sugar is even concentrated. When you eat it, you will still taste the great pineapple. You will have a great pineapple taste, and it will be available for you to eat. Okay, and then people tend to, you earn more from value-added products. We innovate more from those products. People now make pineapple powder from dried pineapples that can be used in baking, you know. So you're adding more value. And each product that is value added comes out to be more actually expensive, more on a higher value. Because as you go higher, value increases. So avoiding losses, increasing incomes, and then increasing employment. Because now me, if I'm a producer of dried pineapples, that I need people to process that. Cutting, drying, packing, labeling, bringing it to the market. I create jobs, you know. And then the innovations, of course, they bring on more recognition. They bring in even for the country. Today, agricultural value addition contributes, leave along the lay agriculture that we used to hear about, people growing crops and rearing animals. Today, value addition is taking up very many positions when it comes to contributions to our economy, because many people are now selling value-added products. Now look at this shelf. That is rosemary powder, if you can see it there. It is your home. You won't like it, and you will go on buying it many times, you know. So in this case, I'm getting the consumer value that I buy this product, and you're getting the income to keep supplying as a producer. So it is contributing to more incomes. It is saving the economy of losses. It is employing people, you know. It is promoting innovation, you know. So yeah, that's
now in this process of value addition, you must have encountered some challenges. What are those challenges that you face in your work?
Yeah, that is, I laugh because I've seen the challenges like with just my own eyes. You know, when it comes to entrepreneurship, things are quite different, especially when it comes to production, even service. But production, the practicability of things is quite different. The coffee beans are more expensive than the red cherries and everything else, you know. But along that journey, there are a lot of challenges that processors face. First, the knowledge. many processors don't have information on how to add value to their own products. They know what they know, but there are very many other things that are required for them to bring those products to the markets. And they don't have that kind of information. We keep training communities, so we recently had a project on coffee, and we were training farmers and groups, women groups in coffee. As far as Bukomansimbi, you know, Bukomansimbi is one of those districts that is known for coffee. Those people, all they know is to sell coffee. Get it from the garden, sell the red cherries, or dry and sell. They didn't know anything about that. But when we train them to add value, we realize that we have even brought more problems. They didn't know how to roast. Even if you roast at what temperature or at what, they didn't know the color, they didn't know the texture. So innovators don't know these things. They didn't know that when you roast coffee, it's supposed to have 3 ways: light, dark roast, medium roast, and all those that have different buckets. But our innovators may not know that information. So there's that lack of information that processors don't have. And then the technologies, of course. Most of them, because I'm also a processor. How can I say I support people without doing the same? We face those challenges related to technology, away from lack of information. You start your innovation at your capacity. Tell me you're going to pound coffee in a chino, and how many kilos you're going to bring on the market at the end of that day, versus a person who has a roaster here in Kampala. And what is this person going to do? He's going to do with the other farmers, give them a certain price, and they give them the coffee. Because now for them going through the hassle of pounding the coffee to get the coffee powder is a lot. And then we are not going to like their coffee. It is poorly roasted in a saucepan, but there are roasters here, there are grinders there, you know. People don't have those technologies. Same, let's say, for juice. When you're going to make juice as a business, you're supposed to have a certain kind of machinery for you to be consistent at the market. Hey? You're not going to just cook juice in a 5-liter saucepan that you have at your home and you think you're going to supply in Tinder. Or even your own community, you may fail because you don't have that machinery. Some businesses have well-established machines that they start with processing of the fresh fruits, and then at the end product is a juice without someone touching anything. It's a conveyor, eh? Like the bottle moves, here it packs, it goes there, it is labeled, it goes there, it is packed. But what do our entrepreneurs have? Everything with the hands. You cook the juice, you leave it, the temperature passes, you warm it. You're already spoiling its quality. Now the technology, we don't have it. But the processes, people know what they know how to make. But they don't have the supporting technologies. And then the other issue that's affecting value additions are the capacities. Value addition is not for the weak. When it comes to capacities, many of our entrepreneurs are facing a very big challenge. When you're adding value, you need more to get the final product. For example, when I'm processing, let's say, dried pineapples, I may need 8 kilograms of fresh pineapples to give me 1 dried. Can you imagine? So, in as much as I am excited as a producer that there are very many pineapples on the market, I need more fresh to process dry, to be able to get the dried product. And that is where our capacities are fading. Because now, you may find that actually many farmers are affected until you start producing, until you start adding value. You will know that Uganda doesn't have pineapples. Oh. You understand? You will know that the jackfruit in this country is actually not enough. It's just for eating, not for business. Because people will start hunting for jackfruit to dry it and they will not find it. And if it is off-season, what will they do? That's another point. Value addition, especially agricultural value addition, relies on the season today. That if pineapples didn't come out very well, that industry is going to be affected automatically. Even coffee. If the season was not well, if the coffee got diseases, the pests, the outcome. If it shined more than it should have rained, we are going to be affected. And it is affecting our farmers and our producers. Because me, I'm relying on the farmer to produce the turmeric powder. And if that farmer got a problem and the stone didn't come out very, very well, I'm not going to get the supplies. What am I going to tell the consumers? That is not because today the things didn't go well. You see now, you also saw the sunshine. That is not a business language. No one will see you as serious. But most of us, at the level where we are, the community, we cannot afford to produce very big capacities yet because of what we have, the constraints with supplies, the constraints with technologies, the constraints with knowledge gaps, the constraints with our capacities as producers. You find that some people, producers, especially in the communities, they have families that are dependent on these value-added products. You produce a product for business, and then you end up eating it as a family for food. So, as consumers, we get excited in the first place, but we never see the product come through again. Or you're able to sell the final product, but because you have a very huge dependency, people are depending on you that much, you don't finally make it to the market consistently. And also consistency is key. So, that is also a challenge because many people cannot trust us because of our low capacities, even when it comes to export market. You don't start exporting when you don't have consistent capacities. People start talking about containers. You know those containers that they take when you're exporting. And someone has never even produced 100 kilograms. You're talking about a container. You're scaring them away. Be like, Nyabo, if we are going to deal, tell me you can give me a ton of dried fruits and be like, you have to give me 4 months. Who is going to give you 4 months? You understand? Although, with certain terms, other products can be said like that. You make an order and in 4 months it will go. But most of us are still facing those challenges.
Now, how are you solving those challenges? Especially here at CWEN.
Okay. Yes, as I mentioned before, we do a lot of capacity building. We identify entrepreneurs and then we do capacity building for them. Taking you back where I said that we try to talk to you into who your supplier is, what is your supply chain, what is the variety. Even varieties matter. You may find that you're dealing in Arabica coffee and your client doesn't want Robusta, or your client wants Robusta. So are you able to flex between Robusta and Arabica coffee? We talk to our entrepreneurs into finding reliable supplies, and we also support them like that. We have other partners in the ecosystems that deal in these kind of activities or products, and we are able to connect them to suppliers. And where possible, most of them are now dealing with farmers. It's better when you deal with farmers directly because they insure. And there's that issue of middlemen where then now they get very expensive inputs. We try to see that they are connected to the right suppliers of raw materials. Like the cosmetic section, people who add value to shea butter. There are very many in this country. But shea butter is still not enough. You understand? The ton of people, of entrepreneurs who can support a ton of shea butter per month is not very big, But then there are very many middlemen who may sell to you an expensive input, and yet the farmers are right there in northern Uganda. You can go and get your inputs at relatively, or from a cooperative, So we try to connect them to the right suppliers, but also making sure that they are concrete about their ideation, about their innovation, not just to excite people. So that is basically.
Now, have you got some people, especially those you deal with, that are exporting their products?
Yes, although at a small scale, because we are still supporting them to meet standards and also supplies. You may find that someone is stressed because I don't have a market in Uganda. The products are not moving. If they're not moving in Uganda, where can you take it? That means that there's a lot of background work that they are supposed to do to make sure that their product is moving, like certifying the product. Most of them are not certified. Many of them are certified here. You can see this one has a Q mark, that one has, that it has, Most of them are still on the journey of embracing the certification journey, and they have not yet gotten that quality mark. So they cannot trade far, They cannot trade far. But some of them who have already certified, they have started trading. We have sent some products as how can I say, like purchases, like someone orders for product and then you give them their purchase and then they refer you to someone who needs more of that. For currently, that's how we are dealing with it. Like someone orders and then you send to them specific individual orders, not very, very big batches. But of course, there are entrepreneurs with capacity that can produce up to tons of products. We already have them here.
Now, which countries so far have you got these people who are coming for these products?
Because these are unique products, these are value-added unique products, most of the people who take them are from the USA, from the UK, those countries, in the European countries, they are the ones who find them very, very unique, and they keep sending for them. But even our neighboring countries like Kenya, yes, we have customers in Kenya that take our products occasionally.
Now, you've been in this for 10 years or more, like you told me. And in those years, a lot has changed when it comes to technology. How has it helped you or affected your work?
I don't think it has affected us so much. We have been able to cope. Because if we did not cope, our entrepreneurs would actually not cope. We have been able to, we are flexible with technology, and we embrace technology. So we have also transferred the same knowledge to entrepreneurs to transform, change their mindsets and embrace technology, use social media for marketing their products. We have an online shop, CWENshop.com. You can go and find all these products online and you order, and we can deliver. That is done online. We have another pickup shop in Kampala at Pioneer Mall. But if you order from the CWEN shop online, you can get it. Your products can be delivered anywhere around this country or even beyond. So we, in our context, in our trainings, we do capacity building on trainings, on marketing, on packaging, on branding, what. So if on financial literacy, if it is a marketing training, of course it never misses the social media part, that you're supposed to embrace social media as a producer, to be able to sell, to be able to make your product more visible to the market as compared to you just selling it normally. So we have really adjusted to technology, and we are using all the technologies. We have apps, we are on all handles on social media, and we encourage entrepreneurs to do the same. Even when it comes to machinery that they're supposed to use in their production, we send out information on the machineries that they need. And those who can afford, they get. And even at our facility in Bombo, you'll find at least some of the machineries there that entrepreneurs are supposed to use to produce their products.
Ugandans are tricky people sometimes, and there are those who would like to dodge some things and maybe get somewhere without following the procedures. Or some would want to get profit using wrong products. Have you encountered counterfeit products in your business, and how are you trying to avoid that?
Counterfeit? I wouldn't want to bring it in that context. Of course, there are people who manipulate, duplicate ideas, but not here. Because most of our entrepreneurs start at ideation stage, and they are able to go through with their innovations step by step. Of course, there are people, you will find people who are duplicating other people's products, but not here. Our products, most of them are originally made by the innovators, and you find that they know it is from them, and we know that they are related products. So I don't want to call it counterfeiting. For example, if there's rosemary powder here, there's another person there who packs rosemary powder. That's not a problem. It's just that this one has their innovation and their market and whoever they are targeting, and produces to satisfy that. And the other person too. But we try to train them to be consistent, not to just copy from another person, because everyone has their different formulas and there's enough market for everyone. So we don't really encourage that here. And if you come saying you want to do a product like the other one, that is where the conversation starts, that you need to change that mindset and think about what exactly you're innovating. Otherwise, you won't have an innovation. You're just doing like the other one. If they fail, you also fail. So for us, it's about innovation. And then we build to sustain that innovation. Yes.
Well, the president of Uganda has always talked about value addition. as a person, do you think government has done enough to support value addition in this country?
I will not say that it has not done enough. It is doing something about it. There are programs that are promoting value addition. There is information, especially by the Ministry of Agriculture. There are innovations in, for example, seed generation, and there are very many things being done. But there's still a lot of support that is needed for the people who are adding value, especially things to do with quality control and systems of trade that they are supported to take these products, promote these innovations. Because these are unique innovations that are coming from the value-added efforts. They need to be promoted. So our government needs to promote us more. The government needs to promote entrepreneurs more so that they can feel seen, they can earn money out of their value-added efforts. Because at the end of the day, if you have such an innovation and you don't have enough market, there are those ones who are really trying, and you see that there are still constraints at the border. Their products can't just go. When it comes to documentation that supports products to go outside, those things should be made easier to entrepreneurs. I know they are doing something, but more should be done. We put more incubation centers for people to add value to products. Equip them with machinery, because many people can't access machines. So if the government would do more of those things, like each district maybe or each sub-county, you put like a value addition center with required machines for people to come and produce. People will produce because the innovations are already existing, but they cannot meet standards. Certification is expensive. What if the prices were reduced to certify value-added products? It would do entrepreneurs a lot of great. Someone registers their business, but they can't certify. Your capital base is 500,000. Certification is 2 million. Yeah, which language will you speak? They will not understand this thing. You can't talk to them about having a TIN number. They right away think about URA. You don't start paying taxes before you start producing. But people and their mindset. So the government should make this look easier. Let people take in that information easily. That the information is there, of course. We also have a task, and we keep doing that, bringing it to people. Like an entrepreneur being afraid that when they label WA will see them. Then now what do you want to do? Of course, URA has to see you. But I also want to encourage entrepreneurs that when URA sees you, it doesn't mean that it needs money from you. But prepare yourself to comply. There is no shortcut. You are asking about that. Compliance is mandatory. Because if you don't, and you go through the other way, it will catch up with you. It will catch up with you. If you will try to dodge taxes that you're not even supposed to pay, you're not liable to a tax, and you're doing something that you're not supposed to do because you're dodging taxes you are not supposed to pay. I don't know if you understand me. In the scale of people who are supposed to pay taxes, they are not these very, very tiny, small entrepreneurs that most of us are dealing with. No, but they don't have that information. You tell someone, if you register your business and get a registration, then URA will come in. Where? To do what? But it is a requirement for you to register and have a TIN number so you can proceed with application for certification. Those bodies work together. If you don't have a TIN number, you won't apply for UNBS. If you don't have a registration number, you won't apply for UNBS. So do the first things first. But of course, I would encourage the government to put more support systems. Honestly, entrepreneurs are being frustrated. They are putting in their money, they are doing everything. The supermarket, the middlemen are cheating us. There are a lot of frustrations along the way that make people lose money that they would have used to develop their businesses. At least subsidies for us, certification prices. Hey, instead of paying 1 million, let me pay 500,000 so I can certify it too. It will make a lot of sense for a business that is just at the startup stage. And then, of course, the trade policies. Let it be easy for people to understand trade. Let it be easy for the URA to take products or bring inputs in the country so that entrepreneurs can, operate without paying a lot of costs. Today, it is really hurting, it is really itching that you have to produce at a very high cost of production because of the inputs, because of everything else you have to buy. because of IFRIs. If I don't have a tax invoice, some supermarkets don't allow me to supply, because they also have their own systems that guide them. But now I need to be worth 180 million, 150 million per year to be VAT registered. But if I'm not yet there and I've certified my product, why can't I go to a supermarket? You understand? There are some of the supermarkets who say, for us we don't want e-receipts, we want e-invoices. And I've technically kicked out even with my certification. So some of the things really need a neutral ground, and this can also be, I think, supported by the government to be able to support entrepreneurs at the ground. But let's look at more incubation centers, more places that people can go and produce and bring their products to the market at a relatively cheaper cost of production.
Now, you already have a number of producers you're dealing with here, but there could be many more who don't know about you. How do those people get to know you?
I think it is very easy to find us. It is very easy. We are online. We are Community Women Enterprise Network. We are located here in Tinda at Chambogo Road. And you can find us on Google Maps. We are on LinkedIn. We are on Facebook. We are on TikTok as Community Women Enterprise Network. So, and you can also call us on our number. I don't know if I can read that.
Yeah, you can give them the number.
We have an office line that is 0393 255 95.
Now, there is also someone who may watch you and they say, oh, I want to be like that lady. What can they do to become like you?
We welcome people to work with us. I like to work with many people, especially young people. If you have your business there and you want to be empowered, we train for organizations that are empowering other people. They can find us. We can work with them. We work with institutions, with government. Yeah, we work projects. Now we have a nutrition project that we are implementing that is supposed to support entrepreneurs understand nutrition content of what they produce. So we are working with NAPURI for nutrition testing. That's a government body. And we are working with entrepreneurs to see that they understand that. You understand? So I am available here at CWEN. You can come in and you can ask for Fathila. And I'll be here to talk to you about your business issues, especially our people from the community who are there and they are stuck they are afraid of how to go on with their business journeys. For us here at CWEN, we solve those issues and we give people time to see that they understand what they are doing and they can go on with it. So I'll repeat that 0393 2555 95. That is our office line. And this is us.
Now, there are some Ugandans or people elsewhere who have not yet embraced value addition. What would you tell them?
Oh, okay. I don't think everyone is supposed to embrace it. But guess what? It is everywhere. It's now one of those forms that are actually creating a lot of employment today. Value addition, that everyone is kind of getting a business idea on how to start when they are adding value to something. And I think we should also embrace that journey. Many of us, we should continue embracing the value addition journey because it is creating more employment and it's giving us income. So if you're there, you have your value addition idea, you want to add value to something, come and get information. Come and get information on how to process, how to add value to some of them are with farmers in the communities and there's a lot of wastage. Come and get value and get information on how to support them. Then you get your own business idea. I would urge young people especially, even older ones, you start your own business idea. But be ready to take on the formalities. No shortcuts. Be ready to come to the market and be ready to learn, certify, be formal, register business. Don't go through shortcuts. So this is the way you will see that now it makes sense to do a business. So I encourage more people to join the industry and we add value. And we tie hands and increase capacities that we can export. If I know someone is doing shea butter and I know another one, if someone needs a bit of shea butter in very many quantities, I know they can come together and they supply that producer or that client that is requiring a product.
Now let's talk about the market for value-added products in Uganda. How do you find it?
It varies. It varies. The value-added products have different market styles. Ugandans embrace innovations. They embrace innovation. For as long as your product is providing value to the consumers, Ugandans are okay. They can purchase, and they are purchasing from our people. But there are also those products that are slow. Yeah? For example, let's say dried fruits or value-added fruits. Now, you bring a dried pineapple to a Ugandan really who has a whole farm. They will not understand you very quickly. But we are happy that the innovations are also picking up. The mindset is changing. But it is not easy. Some of them, you don't give me dried bananas when I have bunches of fresh. Why, what are you doing? You know? And it's not their problem. It's just God gave us a lot. But of course, those innovations are on. And of course, we want to encourage entrepreneurs and validation to produce for other markets, not just for Ugandans. Ugandans, they will embrace anything that adds value to them. And today, people are embracing value. People are buying value. And I want to encourage entrepreneurs to produce value. Customer satisfaction. Let them buy a product and it works for them and you will die of money. They will be ordering because that value-added product is giving them a lot of value. Stop claims that you're not sure about. Don't say me you are pressure. You know? Let the consumer know that actually this product helped my pressure. Are you certified by NDA? Basically, are you certified by UNBS? At least you do your part. And then let the consumer get value for what they are consuming. Yes, Ugandan market is good. We just need to do the right things, bring more products to the market, and be consistent. Because also producers have a tendency, when we start small, everyone likes our ideas, they are nice, and when we grow, we change. We change the quality of the product, and consumers no longer like it. Then you'll be like, but now things are different. You're the one who is different, you're changing. Then now your customers lose their trust in you, and they put it somewhere else. But there's enough market for all of us. If you follow the right procedures, if you put in the effort, if you're able to market your product. Some people produce things they can't even market. Someone tells you, okay, tell me about your product. Say, yeah, I started it. Yeah, as you can see it. Please. You're supposed to have more information. You're supposed to offer me information for me to trust you and understand what I'm going to consume. So, that is it.
Now, how are you handling the issue of mindset? For example, the maize, dried and fried maize. Someone can do it at home by themselves, but now you're bringing a tin with packed maize. How do you convince that person that this is better than the other one, fried from someone's saucepan direct?
Of course, everything goes by mindset change. Even in our trainings that I've told you, the capacity building trainings that we give to entrepreneurs time and on, part of it is mindset change. If you're going to do business, you're going to stop behaving like a non-business person. So Isaac, you can't be that you are doing business and you're selling maweke, fried maize. You call it, how do you call it? Hard corns.
Berenge.
Yes, you're doing hard corns.
Yes.
And you still want to behave like a person who is just making them at home for their kids to eat. When you choose to do business, you have to embrace the journey of doing business. It is not a joke. Don't joke with people. Don't joke with consumers. Don't excite markets. Don't joke with quality of products. You can't be that you're selling a product and it is poorly branded. It is not going to sell. Avoid just cheap things that you're just going to find. You find that an entrepreneur is putting a sticker on the tin and putting salt tape. Come on. That is not good. Embrace the journey to full capacity. If you choose to do business, get business knowledge. Go through trainings. Go through product development. Be sure about what you're producing and what you're bringing to the market. Because it will come back to you. Know that when I get this maize, it is better as a producer that I have control over the supply of raw materials. Either from a direct farmer or from a certified supplier. When I get this maize from the farmer, I get it direct from the farmer and the rest of the things are handled by me. So I have control of the raw material. Don't give people fake products. Don't give people unsafe products just because you don't know what to do or because you choose to do the cheap things because you don't have money. And then you end up endangering lives. It is going to catch up with you. You're going to be arrested and imprisoned for nothing. So before you get excited and exciting us, get concrete on the business idea and be a business person in your mind. Know that you're going to work extra hours. Know that you're going to interface with the road customers and you still have to thrive. You understand? So it is not like a journey where you just come and just bang chivozi. No. You see even what we are doing now. And it is business. We are doing it because it is business. And that is why we are very serious. You understand? Yeah. So when you choose to do business, choose business. Don't choose otherwise. If you don't want to do business and you're just joking, please go back and joke. It is okay. Don't disguise yourself to be a business person when you're not. Don't think you're going to do some things and not do the other things. No. You will have to do everything that it entails you to be a good business person and be ready for any challenges. Be ready to grow and face URA. If you have made the threshold, if you have made sales of 150 million, why are you not paying taxes? Please pay. Because your records show that you have sold up to that worth. Pay VAT. Certify. Get more market. Certify your product to reach more markets. Why not? Instead of borrowing money to buy clothes and everything, borrow for certification. Because then you will make profit and pay it back. Stop borrowing anyhow. Don't borrow money to start a business when you have never done it. That is very risky. How sure are you that it is going to work and you'll be able to pay that money back? Can you imagine some people, because of no information, they borrow money and start a business with a loan? It works for some, but it doesn't work for many. It is very risky that you start your business with a loan. How sure are you? Have you tested your product at the market? Have you made prototypes to show that there is consistency in production? You know? Or for you, you're saying, my juice is okay. Before you know it, actually the juice is not okay. Before you're taken to a conference and you get that mic and tell people how you produce mushrooms, are you having supplies? The hotel is going to have to ask for 100 kilograms a day because they make, like Sheraton, they will make a lot of mushroom soup. Say, can you hand 100 kgs every 3 days? And you'll be like, that was not me who talked about mushrooms. Because your capacity is 5 kilograms. So have you navigated all these things? Are you ready? Even if you have not, are you ready to get this knowledge? To be able to serve the market that you're fighting for. So that is the truth.
Now as we come to an end, how have the women embraced what you do here? What's their attitude towards, especially development of products from one state to another?
I'm telling you, people or women will always find peace where they find, where they find peace, they will always stay. Our organization here, people pay membership. Our members, entrepreneurs, they pay membership as subscription per year, 100,000 shillings. And women and youth are paying that because of the value that they are getting. Our women are proud of us. If you, maybe in the future, you will get time to talk to some of them because we solved those issues that were really bothering them. Even just connecting you to Fathila. Me, my phone sometimes is like a call box. On a certain day, I will handle very many calls and inquiries on WhatsApp for people asking me, where can I get this kind of label? Where can I get this tin? Where do you know a supply of this type of material? Where can I get soya? Where? And I answered all those questions because this is a hub of knowledge for entrepreneurs. So I'm telling you without doubt that entrepreneurs are proud of us and we are still receiving more references for entrepreneurs to support. And if you find communities, groups in communities that are adding value and they are stuck, don't hesitate. Tell us. Even when you don't have money, for us we shall come. We shall come to identify them, to support them basically, to show them the way. Some groups even have their own money, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't know where to go to buy the packaging materials. They don't know who to design their labels. They don't know where, they don't have access to information. So if you be like, Fathila, I found this group band in Mitiana, they are doing this, but I think they will need to be trained. Forward that group. Get the chairperson of that group, give them our number, and tell them to talk to us. They will be helped. You understand? So, I'm sure they are proud of us. Even this country should be proud of us.
Now, your parting words to the viewers of Science Television Network.
Yes, to all our esteemed viewers of Science Television Network, thank you so much for listening to us. This is Fathila Nanozi, and thank you, Isaac, for hosting us. We encourage you to come in and seek knowledge about business development. We offer business development services here. If you are looking for information on product development, product certification, business registration, financial literacy, business recording, all those things, business branding, come in, and we offer you this kind of information. Like today is a Friday, and we have a whole program called Step Up Fridays. You can just walk in, no appointment. Come and talk to us about any of those things that is bothering you in your businesses, and be able to grow your business with us. That is what I can say.
Thank you so much, Fathila, for talking to us and, of course, empowering women. We can only wish you all the best. Well, that's it in this week's interview show here on Science Television Network. And I want to thank you all for always watching our content. Please continue to share and subscribe. See you next time when you can't avoid us.